WWE and the UFC are merging, and here's why everyone loves it. Now, I know most of you are thinking, what's the difference between the UFC and WWE? Aren't they both about sweaty, muscular men touching each other and sprawling all over each other? Now, pro wrestling has been a staple mode of television entertainment for the last 5 decades. The larger-than-life characters, impressive athleticism, over-the-top storylines, gruesome displays of violence, and fan engagement is what made WWE and pro wrestling so great. From characters like The Rock and Stone Cold, who were walking catchphrase machines, to freak shows like The Boogeyman and whatever the hell is this.
He owns his company! Oh, Lucifer's lips are the biggest ass in the
But outside the dramatic aspect, these guys would perform death-defying stunts with such impressive shows of athleticism that leaves you wondering how no one dies doing this shit. You see, before the WWE, professional wrestling was mostly a regional phenomenon with a bunch of different promotions. But then came Vince McMahon, the mastermind behind the WWE, who took pro wrestling to a global stage, turning it into a multimedia empire that captured the hearts of a global audience and bloomed into a multi-billion-dollar business. As WWE became a cultural phenomenon, the popularity of pro wrestling definitely paved the way for MMA and the UFC. The influence of sports entertainment can be seen in the way MMA is promoted and presented to fans. MMA events are marketed like big-time wrestling matches with flashy graphics, intense music, and dramatic announcers. God bless you, Bruce Buffer. The fighters themselves have also become larger-than-life personalities with their own catchphrases, rivalries, and personas. Ariel Helwani put it beautifully when he mentioned that the roots of MMA were firmly entrenched in pro wrestling. Over the years, we've seen talent cross over to both spaces, some finding success while others not so much. There's so much that the UFC can also take away from the WWE and implement within their own corporate structure. I'm personally a fan of how pro wrestling's always had these second-tier titles that still manage to keep audience engaged outside of the action from the main World Championship title that people are normally excited for. We got a small taste of this when Nate Diaz and Jorge Masvidal fought for the BMF title in 2019, with The Rock taking up the duties of putting the belt around the winner. Many fighters have since called out fights to establish themselves as the baddest motherfucker within the roster, and why not let them have a go at it? It's not far-fetched to have a few second-tier titles to make for more exciting fights and expand promotions through cross appearances. If not titles, there's always the idea of tournaments that can give winners special privileges, much like the winners of the Royal Rumble or Money in the Bank. The possibilities are endless, and I'd love to see where this goes.